Nursing the Truth. I hope everyone is having a great day. So, Nurse J has been in hiding, I suppose. No, actually, I have worked a little bit at the hospital, and now I'm at home with a little Sunny here at my side. And I just kind of wanted to give you an update. I live on the outskirts of New Orleans. So I haven't been into the city lately, so I can't put my eyes and ears to the grind. But I do know from a friend who is married to a paramedic in the city of New Orleans, and they've been running a lot of details. But as far as anything else, I can't tell you about the New Orleans hospitals like University or Tulane. We do have one hospital here in my city there's actually two, but one of the hospitals shut down their emergency room and sent all of their nurses and stuff to the hospitals in New Orleans. So they're not taking any, per se, emergency room COVID cases. So the one that is opened here on the North Shore is where I work. Now, I do know that they have had a lot of positives, but no deaths that I can confirm in our hospital. I have went to a couple of urgent care centers in my city that I live in, and they're not busy. I texted a guy the other night, and he had told me that he had went to one of the actual testing centers, and there was no one in there. I asked him, were there any COVID patients that he knew of, or any people that had just been recently diagnosed in there that's coming back in or whatever, and he said no. So that's kind of what I'm going to start out with today on that. If there's any questions or comments, please ask and comment below, and I'll get back with you if there's any other questions on that particular subject. Now, usually I do news about or talk about Egyptian spirituality, this, that, and the third, but today is a little bit different video. We're going to talk about what really is going on right now. As a nurse and a mother and a wife, you always want to always be prepared, always know what your surroundings are, and how to take care of your family, friends, and loved ones. So my message to you guys is that, number one, to me and my intuition, there's something more than meets the eye. There's something else that is lurking behind the scenes. And if you are a person that wants to watch lamestream media and the liptards, you may do so. But you're going to have to get into the real alternative media and, really get the real scoop of what's going on. Now, this bug that we're dealing with, you can spin it to any type of direction you want. You can take it as it has been given to you, or you can kind of look at it some different type of ways. Now, me being a nurse, I know that there are bacterial infections, there are different types of bugs out there. So, first of all, you need to look at what type of bugs are alive and dead, and you need to look at how they survive and how they live, and how to kill the bugs, okay? So, do that research. Now, we do also have to take an account of how it affects each and every different type of age groups, males and females, okay? Do I think that there is something nefarious going on? Yes, I do. Am I discrediting that something is not going on? I believe that there is something somewhere in different areas going on, but I do not think that it is as bad as what they're telling us. Okay, it's called propaganda, media propaganda. Now, I do want to give you, some links that you can look at this for yourself. The big thing, propaganda. There's something called the SMMA Act. It was, I think, started like 1948. But in 2012, Barack Obama dismissed that particular act. Now, the original act was about propaganda in foreign countries from the United States. But now, propaganda can be used on the American citizens themselves and foreign governments or foreign television stations. So how does that make you feel? Knowing that the media pushers can push propaganda on their own citizens. This isn't anything new, guys. This has been going on for a long time, whether dismissed or not. So we have to wake up, and we have to wake up now. So if there are any nurses that are my viewers or subscribers, get with me, because we have to nurse the truth. We have to get messages out. So, if you are of truth and wisdom and knowledge, then you have no problem getting the information to anyone. Now, so that's one thing. As an example of the SMMA Act that Barack Obama dropped in 2012, that was implemented in 1948, there were pictures of Italy with all those caskets. Remember, guys, all the little caskets with the rows on top of each one of them? There's like 2 or 3 rows. That was from 2014. But see, as the journalist is talking, they're showing you pictures back from 2014, saying that this is the New York scene, right? Or Italy scene, whichever way they want to spin it, on CBS News. And really, what it was about, where these coffins were coming from, is it was African migrants trying to get to Europe, and they died on a ship. Okay? False advertisement. Oh, but CBS apologized for the, misinterpretation. So that's one thing I'm going to tell you. Then we have another situation. Channel 4, I believe it was in New York, or wherever they want to say they are. They're behind the scenes. And anyway, it shows these nurses or, hospital personnel in their masks and their gloves and their little hats, and they're wheeling a dead body with a stretcher, and they're acting like they're doing ventilation and tape and, monitoring the blood pressure. But they're showing you that this is a real human in a bed, and oh my God, they're overworked, they're staffed, and there's not enough beds for the patients. That was a dummy in the bed. It was a dummy. They're filming simulation. They're filming exercise. Oh, were they filming Event 201? That was a event, a simulation hosted by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation in New York 6 weeks prior to the, quote, outbreak of a coronavirus that spread through the whole globe and shut down businesses, shut down everything. People were looting and rioting in the streets, and then the almighty vaccine comes out and people are gonna get them. And ta-da, we've saved the day. Thanks, Mr. Gates, but no thanks. So anyway, that's another propaganda. So this nurse is very, very upset. Because see, this nurse is very intuitive, very knowledgeable, and I read and I research. So if anyone wants to come at me, ask me questions, or have a little discussion, I would therefore debate you on it. So let's move on to another topic. As we see right now, this is a great plan. What's the plan, nurse? Well, from what I see and what I've read and the historical issues after World War II, you see, you've got to go back to the beginning of when this BS started. Now, but you can really go even further than that. You can go back even to the 1812, when Andrew Jackson was kicking the central bankers' ass and told them to get the hell out. Good old Jackson. But I don't like the trail of tears that he left. But anyway, that's another topic. But it all starts from the top. And you know what I'm talking about. The 1%ers. The ones that rule and have the big companies. But these are the bloodlines, people. This is where we get our history from. This is where we get our associations from. This is where we get our lobbyists from. This is where we get our pharmaceutical companies from. This is where we get our major movies and telecommunication and journalism from. This is where we get our publishing houses for our books. This is where we get our teachers' lesson plans from, folks. This is where we get Common Core from, folks. Wake the hell up. Okay? It's time. It's time. The time is now. And 2020, we have to get a new set of eyes. We have to look at things at a different angle. We have to look at things at a different view. And we must remove the veil away from our eyes, or you are going to be kaput. They are scrambling. They are hiding. They are trying to trick, to believe, oh, well, this is a wonderful thing. 5G at its finest. China rolling out 6G not too far in the future. It causes health hazards. Over 600 scientists have come out stating that this is not good for humanity. What are we dealing with at the top? Who owns the FCC? Do they give a damn about you? Oh no, because if they own it, they do it. When are we going to take lessons from George Washington and Thomas Jefferson and James Madison and John Adams and Samuel Adams? Oh yeah, 1776, don't tread on me. Oh, but we got backstage backstabbed in 1871, where America, the home of the free and the home of the brave, was made into a corporation, the ink dot. We are under tyranny and have been under tyranny since then. Wake up, you stupid people. I don't give a darn. We've all been watched, Googled, NSA'd, Big Brother. We all have. They take pictures of us on their cameras, on the iPads, and all the good smart TVs, and Alexas, and the AI. They're sick individuals. Go research on the reptilians. Go research on the different things. So, as they prepare more beds, more tent cities, are they going to crank it up to where we're really going to be taking care of sick folks? But kudos to the New York doctor. Thank you, Dr. Kyle. That is in Maimonides Hospital in New York. And he says that they are not treating pneumonia. This is something else. This is something that he's never seen before. People that are dying in a short period of time with these types of ailments. Now, is the hydrochloroquine, azithromycin, and the zinc going to take care of it? I don't know. It could be. The ventilators aren't helping these people's lungs. They're actually making it worse. If a person is starving for lack of oxygen and they're given oxygen, then why are they not getting better? Because there is something going on with the iron, the hemoglobin. Because if your iron and your hemoglobin levels were working hand in hand and you were on a ventilator as a normal pneumonia patient, the chances are the oxygen level is going to be at bay. Okay, so if I have any ICU nurses on, am I right? Am I wrong? We've dealt enough with CBC with diffs. Come on, nurses, get a break. Help me out here. CBC with diff and comp profiles, iron and ferritin levels. We've taken care of enough respiratory distress syndrome and COPDs and pneumonias. Your CO2 levels. Come on, nurses. Get pissed off and find out what's really going on. Ask questions. Get your doctors to think. Research. Whether they think you're crazy or not, I don't care. Ask them, could it be something else? Research into this doctor. What do you think? Is this doctor in New York, is he becoming awake? Is he going to set off a fire that you've never seen before? I applaud him. Because even if you have pneumonia and your iron is good, and your CBC diff with hemoglobin and hematocrit are good, and your antibiotics that are given to you for the bacterial infection of pneumonia, usually 9 times out of 10, a patient that does not get better from a pneumonia or a respiratory distress syndrome have comorbidities, or they go into multi-system organ failure. But I've taken care of a lot of older people, 70s and 80 years old, that they've had this problem and they've been in the ICU and they've been on a vent and they made it. So what this doctor's saying, it doesn't matter if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, up to 80 years old. These patients are croaking at a level you've not seen. And they're all doing the same thing. That should make you wonder. If they're all doing the same thing and they're having all the same characteristics, then you got to go back to what makes oxygen, what happens when you don't make oxygen, what's wrong with the settings. That's just me. Now, I'm not a doctor. I never wanted to be a doctor. I don't claim to be a doctor. I'm not giving doctoral advice, but I'm just a nurse. So nurses, I know that we're on the same beat. You ask questions. You inquire. And nurses, stand up to your doctors. If you are on the front lines in New York and Washington, California, New Orleans, just say, doctor, could it be 5G? Doctor, these are the symptoms of 5G on patients that could present a problem. Next, it's going to be nosebleeds and blood running out of the eyes. My son lives in Dallas. And he said to me yesterday, he took pictures. He hasn't been out of the house in several days. Him and his wife got out. And they took pictures of several 5G masks that were put up at night. He went driving around. He said, Mother, they're everywhere. We've sold out. We've sold ourselves to China. And believe me, friends, it's going to be something. So I tell you to prepare. I know that some of you might not have the money or means, but get with family. Get with friends that maybe you want to get together in a small little group. I'm not saying this is, the end times, because, you know how I feel about all that. But anyway, maybe the end times of what we know to be America, or whatever it was. If you have your medicines, hold on to them. Keep them in a dry, cool, safe place. I've heard that they have now, in certain places of the United States, like Pennsylvania, Vermont, I think Idaho, are not selling seeds from Walmart, Home Depot, BJ's Warehouse. But that's what I've heard, and I've seen it on naturalnews.com. I was smart 4 years ago when crap was looking bad in Washington when I was living there. Stock market took down to like 8,000 or 6,000. I went and bought seeds. Sorry, NSA, if you don't like it, I got seeds, baby, and I know how to grow them. So it's okay. because you're going to be fighting a hell of a lot of people that's got seeds in the world. So, sorry. Now. So, now you have some, if you have pots, don't matter what kind of pot. Just put your little hole at the bottom, put you some topsoil in there, plant your little seeds, put your little water on it, a couple of sprays of Miracle Grow, watch your stuff come up. Excuse me. And you see I did cover my mouth with my forearm. So anyway, if you want to plant potatoes, at least get a good 5-pound looking pot plant, get some potatoes. See, when the going gets rough, it's tough to get going. Make sure you got some water, seeds, medicines, filtration, whether it be a filtered bottle or a filter that you can put water in and filtrate it. And get you a filter or two to have on hand. If you have family members that are away from you and they're not in great health, get them to you. What else? So discuss the problems that we're having with the bug. Telling you what kind of things to get. Always have a full tank of gas. Because in this situation, if any electrical grid was to go down, you want a full tank of gas. Flashlights, batteries, candles, your medicines, plant your seeds, water. There's several things. Forget about the toilet paper, people. There's plenty of things you can do for toilet paper. Napkins, Kleenex, paper towel, baby wipes, and worst comes to worst, get a pair of scissors and cut up as many squares from old shirts, rags, you name it, and wash it. Okay? Next thing, with the economy going down, the way we see the you-know-what hitting the fan, things are going to get squeezed tighter. Food chains are going to start shutting down like they have already been. Limiting people in the stores. They're doing that here in my hometown now. Banks not lending money like they were. People not able to pay the rent because they're not working. It is a perfect domino scenario. For what, nurse? Nurse, what are you talking about? I'm talking about the chip that goes right here. Or a quantum tattoo right here or right here. Nurse, who wants to do that? Bill Gates. Bill Gates has his tentacles in a lot of private corporations, including Cox Communications, MasterCard, Gavi. He has ties to the institution where the corona was patented. Yes, we have a patent on that little bug. Isn't a patent something that you make? I mean, if I wanted to make a phone and I have the design and I have all the little gadgets, don't I have to go to the U.S. Patent Office because I made it? I'm being a smart aleck. But I don't care because that's just me. So, he's now saying that he wants everybody in the United States to be on lockdown. So why? You can bring up your 5G towers, you can fry everybody's brain and make them sick, and then you want to put something on us so you can trace us. And then, yeah, I see you. And then you want us to be digital to where we can be hooked up to the mother AI. Screw the mother AI. Screw it. You hear me? To where you can buy, sell. And IBM is the one that came out with the numbers for the Jews in the concentration camps. More nefarious deeds, my friend. We have turned into Zig Heil. Thomas Jefferson is rolling in his grave right now. He is one of my favorite presidents. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Every man is created equal. Showtime. It's showtime. This time right now, who is weak and who is strong, who is dark, who is light, who is truth and who is lies, who is right, who is wrong, who is good, who is bad. Truth, righteousness, justice will prevail. Hotep and Ashe. And please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends and family about me. And for any of you guys that are nurses or no nurses, tell them to please get in contact with me, because I assure you, there's more nurses than of them. Hotep!